The subject before we get going?
Yes, Christianity.
Oh, okay. Are we rolling now?
Yeah, I think so. I'll just press the recording.
You want me to look at the camera or look at you?
You can look at me.
Okay, I'll look at you then.
Act normal.
Okay.
Are you a Christian?
I'm not, no.
Okay, what are your thoughts on Christianity?
I've got so many thoughts on Christianity. Have you got a week for me to stand here talking to you? I don't know. Anything more specific? Can I be a little
Anything.
Anything. No, I'm not a Christian. Gosh, what else? It's such a massive subject, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Any personal experiences?
Personal experience. I've been in a church this morning, but it wasn't for Christian. It was basically to get some food. So they do like a hot spot, a warm spot for food, and a cup of coffee, meet people, not on a formal basis. It's actually St Giles on the Hill Church, just across the way over there. But it is run by a church and by the staff of the church, the vicar. So basically, I've been kind of part of the Christian community as a non-Christian today. How does that? Is that a kind of a perspective you're looking for?
I mean, I was a Christian myself.
Oh, you are? Okay.
And a uni student.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people, other uni people, like, obviously tight on budget. So, it's understandable.
Like, hence me going to the church for some food this morning. That's basically, I was going to mention it, but that's for people who are quite tight on budget, as you put it. Yeah.
So, like, I completely understand that.
Yeah.
I think, it would be cool if you came along again to the church. I don't know what it was like, but did you talk with the people?
So is this the church we're talking about where I've been this morning?
Yes.
So, yeah. I go every week. They do it once a week. Actually 2 weeks. It's a parish of churches. 3 churches. I do a little bit of promotion for them as a non-Christian. It's St George's Church Colgate, St Giles on the Hill, and St George's Church Tombland. So the 3 churches in the group. 2 of those churches run hot spots, warm spots, whatever they call it. Basically, for people who are hard on budget, a cup of coffee, meet people, get a little bit of free food. They do that Wednesdays and Thursdays. Today's Thursday. I've just been there this morning, and we go every week. And strange that actually, from a real Christian point of view, although I'm not a Christian, as I keep pointing out, one of the parish vicars she's being made a priest. She's being ordained as a priest on Sunday at Norwich Cathedral, just to our right there. So I shall be going to her ordination on Saturday, when I believe there's deaconisations going on a couple of days, about 3 days of events. I think it's to do with the church calendar. So I will be participating in Christian rituals and ceremonies and services as a non-Christian this weekend. How's about that?
How was your experience with the community?
It's great because most of those people, part of the people the core of that community are the people who are organising, who are providing the food. They tend to be part of the parish. One of those is actually a lay preacher. Of course, another vicar there, Alaric, I think he's the head vicar. I'm not quite sure what the correct term is. But the event is run mostly by the people of the church, that parish, and also the parishioners, like church wardens and staff and other volunteers, and also like people like myself, although I'm not a volunteer, but people similar to myself who use it tend to help out. They make some sandwiches or something, provide, serve the food up, do the cleaning, that kind of stuff. So it's a Christian community which I join in with as a non-Christian.
Yeah, doing good deeds is very important.
Of course.
I think everyone agrees.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I don't know what the people there teach about Christianity.
There's no formal teaching, but again, because ostensibly the reason for people going to these 3 churches or 2 churches is to basically get some food and join together. So there's no formal teaching or anything, but because we are in a church environment, both medieval churches, all 3 medieval churches, so lovely places, so we tend to have a chat. We'll talk about general issues, which do tend to, like obviously the recent, just waiting for the new Archbishop of Canterbury, that'll be a subject, and the world affairs in the UK, which obviously Christianity hopefully will play their role in trying to solve those problems. So we have discussions. But I guess most of the people who do go do tend to be generally if not formally, informally Christian people or brought up with a Christian background. I guess I was brought up in a Christian background, being local around here. I went to school, sang hymns at school, taught the Bible and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't grow up to be a Christian as such. So
is it okay if maybe you explain why I assume, and I may be wrong, but you made the choice to not be Christian person?
Not particularly, no. It's I'm actually Buddhist. I follow Buddhism, so my friends Buddhist, so I learned Buddhism. Well, when I say learned Buddhism, actually had this discussion with some guys from the Church of Latter-day Saints about whether I kind of picked up that Buddhism isn't strictly a religion. It's a philosophy rather than religion. So I mean, that's the kind of principles I follow. But no, it's no conscious decision not to not be a Christian. No conscious decision at all. Basically, it's just the way I am. How's that? Just the way I am.
Interesting. If you could have a personal experience with the one and only God,
okay.
Would you want to have that experience?
Oh, that's a difficult one because I don't believe in a one and only God. So I think that kind of be a very hypothetical. Say again.
Let's just say there was.
Okay, hypothetically, yeah. Well, I'd be quite shocked if it were to be a true event, and I would be obviously quite shocked and. I'd have to be converted, wouldn't I? Because if it was true and that happened in front of me and I experienced it, therefore if I experienced that, it was true, therefore I would have to convert, wouldn't I? Or I'd have to become a believer if it happened.
So for you, is evidence of God more important than necessarily faith itself?
I think so. I think I'm quite a scientific person, so other aspects of things like I'm very much an evidence-based person, so I need I tend to follow science and evidence, and so I can tell you because clearly you're making a film. I am actually carrying my camera. I'm a filmmaker, and lots of my work actually covers emergency incidents and crime scenes, where obviously evidence and factuality is the order of the day. So and actually, as an editorial filmmaker, evidence is absolutely crucial because the rules of engagement, if you like, of being an editorial is about fact and evidence rather than theology or ideas or being creative. It's basically documenting facts. So therefore, my whole ethos is about factual, scientifically proven, rather than the aesthetic, creative, or theological.
That's cool. I think humans need a balance of both.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And faith.
I mean, what makes us human beings is that we do have feelings, we have ideas, we have art. I mean, art is idea, is it? Like, so I mentioned that word creative. Creative. What would we be? We'd be horrible, soulless people without art and ideas and creativity. So therefore, I guess that would be the spiritual, whether it be the Christian, but certainly the spiritual. And then again, that's kind of another big issue. Spirituality, religion, God. I guess you can be spiritual without necessarily believing. I mean, you used the term there. Did you say if God he did I I'm not sure if I quite caught you. Did you say if he came here, if he appeared right now? Did you use the word he or not?
I guess. I mean, what I was also thinking was like, it doesn't necessarily like have to be like, oh God appears right now.
Yeah.
Because I feel like God appears to us in random moments.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But have you personally done any like more of the research?
Just keeping my work eye on the air ambulance, which is flying overhead, just in case I have to shoot off. Sorry, carry on.
Have you done any research personally in terms of Christianity, like any historical things?
If by that you mean like reading and general watching films, whatever, and so yeah, yes, it would be whilst not formal research as a student, but certainly looking for is there? Well, again, look, is there any evidence of God? I guess I have done that on an informal basis. I won't say I've sat down and studied it as a student or anything like that. Oh, absolutely. I'll watch documentaries. I'll listen to what religious people, what Christians have to say. Likewise, I listen to what Muslims, Islamic people, Muslims can do. Any belief, I will listen to them as long as their beliefs are not causing danger or trying to stir up hatred or cause problems. I will listen, and I very much enjoy listening to people's ideas and their beliefs. Hence, again, I guess that would be like the analyst, the scientist, trying to find that evidence. But as yet, I have not found any evidence to back up the theory that there is a single Christian God. No formal investigation. If we put it in kind of like investigative terms, I haven't done a formal investigation, but in just my general observations, I haven't seen any neither overwhelming or even any strong evidence. Although I clearly know that many people do believe they have evidence, or faith, I think is the word there. People do have faith. Which I guess for them is that they're happy to be faithful. It's that gives them strength. That's a great thing, which is a gift. I guess that is a gift from God. It's a gift from God if people can have faith. But I don't subscribe to having blind faith. Again, coming back to this thing of needing evidence and rather than faith. I think it's a different. I guess they're two different concepts, aren't they? Faith and evidence, or science. Faith is more the mind, whereas in the heart, the mind, the heart, the human side. Whereas evidence is the hard science, isn't it?
Both are connected.
Oh, absolutely. We're a human being.
Complex creatures.
They're absolutely right. Which makes us different. Well, are we different? I don't know. It's difficult to judge against other creatures because we're not the other creatures. How do we understand? They might be judging us. So I don't know. As opposed to non-humans, but yeah. But yes, certainly humans are very complex creatures. Yeah.
Many, from what I've heard, Christians agree on the point that if Jesus Christ really did resurrect, then that proves everything.
That's actually a very good measuring point. Yeah. So carry on with this.
So people have tried to reason how the resurrection can be proved.
Yeah.
And people use different...
Which is one of those things which I've informally asked the question of. I've listened to and read many accounts of. And actually, as I've gone on, become older and hopefully wiser, I thought, is there any evidence? Is there any evidence of the resurrection? Is there any? I have not seen any, but then again, maybe I haven't looked deeply enough.
I think you misinterpreted what you're saying.
Okay.
Physically, we can't.
The physical. As in Jesus Christ being crucified, dying on the cross, being taken away. Put into as the maybe it's not the realistic aspect, but being taken away from the cross as a dead person and put in place, and then no longer being that place, people searching for him, and then the explanation being he has risen, resurrected. That's something which I had difficulty to. If I'd be very happy if somebody could prove that the Bible story is true, that'd be a wonderful thing. I've yet to see. I have not yet seen anything which would convince me at this time that the story or the resurrection is that it was as it is described in the Bible. Yeah.
So I know this may not be sound satisfying.
Okay.
But from what I've heard, throughout the course of the whole of history, people have been using eyewitness accounts to prove if something has been true.
Sure.
So people use the claim that the four Gospels are like accounts of Jesus.
Yeah.
That makes sense, but then also historians, many historians have also brought up the fact that there's been more accounts of Jesus Christ existing. Accounts in general.
Local
than,
DJ called
of
Slippy.
the rulers in the times of history.
Well, actually, that's an interesting. Again, if I haven't misunderstood you, I have nothing. I'm quite believing. I have nothing to suggest that Jesus Christ did not exist as a person. That I'm quite happy with that. With that, it's the resurrection I have issues with. That the fact that he died and he sometime later he was no longer dead. Wherever he came alive again, I don't know. Or, I don't know. That's an issue. That's something I have difficulty with believing. Yes, that's okay. That's okay.
But I also know that when he was resurrected, there were also people who witnessed him walking about Jerusalem, like after being healed.
The way you
Yeah.
like trying to convince me.
He was like some mountains.
Promise you.
Yeah.
And there were like
promise you.
all the disciples there.
Look, we're not in the office.
So there were like maybe a little less.
Yeah.
That's a lot of witnesses.
Oh yeah.
I think also, I don't know if this counts, but the testimony in the times is really important.
Woman with the woman as with a capital W rather than a woman. This is not a specific woman. Testimony of woman. Woman, did you say?
Like in general.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Go on then. Yeah.
So,
There are actually very few women in the Bible story, aren't there?
Yeah, so what I mean by that is like at the time, the testimony of man really considered like...
I see what you're getting at. Yes, I see what you're getting at, yeah.
And like, in the Bible, like, it is, I think, I'm not sure how the Gospels say it, but it does mention that one of the first people was like,
I see, yeah.
and like the stories as well claim that people wouldn't want
I always stand at one.
Gotcha. So the evidence, not all, but the times. I guess it's. Do I get you suggesting you thinking that you're suggesting, which I can quite understand that of those times. I mean, even now, women are sometimes, unfortunately, looked down as less reliability, or basically with less respect than the overwhelming majority of men, if you like. But I guess in those days, I guess 2,000 years ago, whatever, it would have been more so. So yes, I'm sure the reports, the opinions of women would have been treated with a lot more skepticism than they would do today even. So I'm sure, that would therefore suggest that a massive body of evidence would be lost just merely for the fact that that evidence may have been witnessed or reported by women, just because they were women. So therefore not taken seriously any credibility. That's a very good point. The Bible story is the story of the resurrection. Just making that's the story goes. No, that's fine. It was a very stimulating conversation. It certainly got me thinking.